my art-loving friends, I just saw Becky Trigger's video on all her sketchbooks, and then that same day, Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, had a video on all of her sketchbooks, and I wanted in on the fun. I was so curious after watching those two videos how many sketchbooks I have, and it's a lot. When I did a count of these, I came up with 72. And I have a feeling maybe I'm missing some. You never know where these things hide. Look at all of these. Look at all of these. Goodness sakes. 72 sketchbooks. Plus, I didn't even pull out things that were like sketch pads where they open up and you can pull off sheets. Like, if I do that, it's just going to be all over with, and I don't really think they count anyway. I mean, some of them come in with the intention, like being a sketchbook, but I mostly left those out, and you'll see the exceptions here in a minute. So this is going to be a long video, I suspect, but I'll try and go through it super quickly, but still, grab your favorite drink and a snack, and let's see what sketchbooks I have. This is crazy. This is the absolute highest that my camera can even get, and it's not really showing all of them. It's cutting off that stack a little. There's a cat. So yeah, I guess you're kind of mostly seeing them if I scoot those in. Whew, all right. I'm just gonna go through them in no particular order. It'll be whatever's on the top. First thing first, this is the one I worked in the last video, and I promised to show you how these turned out after we doodled. So this is the Pentalic Aqua Journal. That is after we doodled on Patreon. That was really fun. And this is what that one looks like after adding some doodles with gold gel pen and some dark brown and lighter brown markers. I love them. They're so cute. So yeah, first sketchbook, Pentalic Aqua Journal. It is watercolor, cellulose paper, and quite fun to work on. Another big one here. This is the sketchbook I use when I teach my drawing class at the college. And you can see I have all the drawing exercises we go through in that class in here, and then in the beginning is some of my old artwork. You can see 2012, 2013, 2012, so eventually that one will be full and we can do a tour. Another huge one here, just because of stacking order, it seems to make sense. This is one I inherited from my grandma. You can see how big it is, and some of her artwork's in here, but only on the first 2 pages, and the entire sketchbook is empty. So the paper is a little thicker than copy paper. This might be another good one to go to my drawing class when that other one fills up, so I'm keeping it around. Another huge one here, Strathmore Sketch. I don't know what this one is. Apparently completely empty. I have never used it. I do sometimes use bigger sketchbooks like this, and you'll see those here in a minute, for sketching my watercolor paintings out first, and then I transfer them onto watercolor paper. So that's what probably, maybe this one is? I don't know. Academy Sketch, that's old and dirty. Oh, no, this looks like it's my son Jackson's, or was my son Jackson's sketchbook. 2007, 2008, oh, very cute. And mostly empty. So I'll have to see if he wants it. And looks like my son Riley put in a sketch in there for him. That's cute. See if he wants it, or if I should just take his pages out and use it as another sketchbook. Like I need more. Not really. Classic sketch pad. This one's super old as well. Pen and ink, charcoal, pastels, and pencils. I don't know. I think I said that wrong. Oh yeah, so these are... That first page was something I did when I was a kid. This is Riley's. So I think this is Riley's sketchbook. Yep, looks like it. All right, cool. So he has quite a few pages left. I'll probably leave this one out and just go put it in his room. He still lives at home for now. I see another huge one here that we can stack. This is the Hanamule cotton sketchbook that you've seen me work in several times. So I have a lot of empty pages and some filled pages. So one thing that Lindsay talked about on her video was having a sketchbook snowball, trying to find ones that are almost full and then trying to use those up super fast. And for me, I think that's a great idea, first of all. For me, I just need to re-inventory kind of what I do have and then maybe decide which one I would like to work in more often and try to use up, because yeah, this is a lot. So this one here is a finished At Your Lab sketchbook, and I did a tour on this, so I actually have a finished one. Woohoo! All my watercolor doodles and fun is in that one. I can link that video for you guys. Another big one is this here. This was a gift from one of you, and I've left it in the plastic wrap because I know some of us have trouble with the sizing in the At Your sketchbooks, and I want to keep this one as good as possible until I'm ready to dig into it and actually use it up quickly. So love this, can't wait to get into it, but it's gonna stay in the wrapping, so we can't look at it beyond that. This here watercolor, I think this is a block, so I don't know if this actually counts, but I was looking for that a couple of months or years ago. Couldn't find that painting. That's funny. Well, anyway, yeah, it's a block. So it doesn't really count as a sketchbook, I guess, but yet it's got this nice cover like a sketchbook. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a sketchbook? Anyway, this is 300 GSM hot pressed paper, and this is the Canson XL watercolor sketchbook. This was given to me when I went on that watercolor retreat in Mexico, and so we just used it to doodle stuff, which was fun. I don't like Canson paper really at all, but it can be fun for inks and other stuff. This was also a gift from one of you. This is the B5 sketchbook. So this is portrait format, and I don't have any At Your sketchbooks in portrait format, so this one is really awesome. But again, since I have other sketchbooks in progress, I've left it in the plastic wrap because I don't want the sizing to go bad. Guess while we're on At Your, here's another one. This is an At Your A5 cold press, and this one is not in the wrapper, but it does have plastic around it inside. And I have another one just like it here that I have worked on. You can tell the difference in the dirty covers here. Yeah. So this one has half of the pages left. So I've done a lot in this one. I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I am glad to have a few of these waiting in the wings. Although looking at all these sketchbooks on the table now is kind of stressing me out. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit. This one here is the Be Creative watercolor sketchbook. This is cotton paper, back when you could buy these, and they do have these out again, I noticed, but you have to look for it in specific times, specific ways, specific places. Anyway, and I've heard the rumor that the paper's not the same. So this has almost no pages painted in it, but I do have a couple of random watercolor doodles, and then I did World Watercolor Month things in it here and there. Maybe just that one. And I have an iris sketched out but not painted, but a couple things painted, and that one would be a good one to try and finish up. So I may want to put this in a separate pile. Even though it has like all the pages left, I try and finish it up along with this one, which I just showed you guys. All right, this is the Hanamule Cotton Sketchbook Square. I got this for a specific project, and it came kind of warped, so I've kept it clipped all this time, ever since that first video where I showed you I got these, which was a long time ago, and it did help. But I realized I don't enjoy the paper nearly as much, so I have procrastinated working on that project. I'm not sure if I want to do it in this sketchbook or not. Plus, I haven't had time for that project, but the sketchbook is here if I want it. This is an awesome sketchbook, drool worthy. I love using this one. This is the Bao Hong cold press cotton sketchbook, and it's just a delight to work on. It's one of those that, yes, you say yes when you think of it, and you're gonna do a painting. You're like, yep, I want to use that paper. So I love it. This is another Hanamule cotton sketchbook. Now I got these in, I think, the 3-pack or so because it was a better deal that way, and I didn't know that I wouldn't enjoy the paper fully, so I have one painting in that one, and it's completely unused other than that. This is another Paul Rubens, and it's hot press, I'm pretty sure, perforated. I have one painting in it. This is the Moleskine sketchbook. This was my first ever official watercolor sketchbook ever. So yeah, I consider it my original. So this first little drawing thing was done with Derwent ink tints because I got this notebook and the ink tints pencils as a gift. the same time, and that was 2013. 2013. So I've done a few things in this, and this is the main sketchbook though, where I do my dot card paintings. So you can see those here. We'll take just a minute to flip through them so you can see what I mean. And that is a series that I do want to continue. I've done a couple of rolled watercolor months in here as well. So I want to continue that dot card series big time. And you can see that this is the sketchbook I was using for that project. So it's getting pretty full. It's probably 2/3 full. And I should put this in the pile of probably get to pretty soon. Then I have this Arteza Premium. I have 2 of these. You can see that right here. And these were inherited from my grandma, so these are her 2 little paintings at first. And the paper looks and feels horrible, but maybe it'll be fun with ink, or like this one's brand new. I could probably see if one of my students would be interested in it. I'm not sure. I would say I would just keep it to play in, but I have so many. Then there's this one, the brand new Viviva one I just showed you in the video with that amazing linen type paper that I can't wait to play with. And there's so many comments now in that video that I want to get back and play with this paper even more, because some people are saying, oh, I hated that paper, blah, 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 but I really liked it. So I do want to play with this one again. And it needs to be here in the pile of get back to relatively quickly. This was also a gift from one of you, the Etcher Accordion Sketchbook in size, I don't know, 13 by 21 centimeters or 5.2 by 8.3 inches. And again, I've left it in the plastic because I haven't had time to get to it yet, and I don't want the sizing to go bad. So this one's gonna be treasured, but later. One of the reasons I have so many sketchbooks is because I was subscribed to art subscription boxes. So Smart Art Box, Palette Fill Packs, and then Sketchbox here and there. And then I inherited all of my grandma's art supplies as well. And the girls came over and we did go through a lot of them, but they took what they wanted, and I still have a pile of small things for them to go through still. But that's why. And I keep them from my girlhood. Is girlhood a word? It is now. And they're irresistible, and so sometimes I have bought them. This came in a Smart Art box, and I started that in 2018, colored pencil, and I started it as a travel journal using koi watercolors. Never finished that particular travel journal, and then tried it on another trip and never finished those paintings, and then I used it for Inktober thumbnail sketching for 2019. And then it looks like Riley sketched in it back in 2020. Quite a bit, actually. I have all these pages left, so yeah, probably 2/3 of it left. And this is the Fabriano sketchbook. This also came in a Smart Art box, and this is where I was putting all the stickers and stuff that came in those particular kits. Plus I was playing with the supplies in here, but I realized like doing the stickers in here will probably start making this pretty thick. So I didn't stop using it necessarily, but I didn't keep using it. And I decided to unsubscribe to art subscription boxes. This was the, what is that called, where you exchange cards? I used to do that. So lots of pages left, but this is super thin paper. So I think it'd be great for just quick everyday pencil sketches, and that's probably what its best use is for, but I don't know when I'll ever get back to that. I did paint the cover, the front of it at least. There's this, the Viva Inktober 2021. This is the sketchbook that I used to do all of my Inktober sketches in that year, and then I continued it in my 10-hour sketchbook challenge video by doing the weekly Inktober prompts to try and finish up the pages, and then I used it the other week with you guys just recently trying out the Magello gouache. So this one is a completed sketchbook, which is a great feeling. So that goes in a separate pile. Here is another completed sketchbook. This is the Stillman and Byrne Epsilon series, and I took pages from another one of them, I believe, and put in here so that I would have enough to do 2 years worth of Inktobers. So I have Inktober 2018 in here, which is interesting because I actually thought 2019 was my first Inktober, but nope, apparently 2018. My whole theme was motorcycles, for the whole prompt list. That was super fun. And then I did, for the next year, I did classic cars, and that was my theme for Inktober, which was really fun also. So another completed sketchbook. So I have a lot of completed sketchbooks, but that's because they're Inktober. And then Inktober 2020, I decided to use loose leaf paper, and then I put it into this little folio. So I just had loose random sketches, and I colored in some of them because I wanted color in my life. And that was the first year I did it without a theme. And it was more challenging without a theme, but that is another completed one. One more completed one is this one here, and I did this one for World Watercolor Month, and apparently World Watercolor Month isn't March. Well, anyway, I did it for Doodle Wash and did all the prompts in here and made some full pages so that it would use up every page in the sketchbook. And at the very end, I just made a cute little decoration, and I thought it was my first ever finished sketchbook as an adult, but I did forget about all my Inktober sketchbooks, but Jen in the comments reminded me of that. And then I had this blank page at the end that I used, and I was playing with some gouache, and that was really fun. I actually really like this little painting. And my grandma had this Copic sketchbook at her house, and I played with the Ohuhu markers in there, and other than that, completely unused. I have another Etcher sketchbook, a 6. So actually, I think that huge one wasn't a gift from someone. I think maybe I bought the 3-pack again because I had a 20% off coupon. So I think that's what happened. But the accordion one was a gift for sure from one of you, and I know who you are. I still talk to you all the time. And one of the others, the B5 portrait sketchbook, was a gift from one of you. Thank you. Then we have this one I made in a video so that I could just put a sketchbook up on the coffee table in my living room and anyone could pick it up and sketch in it. The rule is that you just have to sign it and date it. The last one to pick it up was October 21, so apparently it's not working very well being up on the coffee table, but it's a nice idea. I'll put it back up there. This, I think, is mine from when I was little, or at least a teenager. Yeah, 1990. I started this sketchbook in 1990, you guys. That's hilarious. Oh, look, there's a cat. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through this at some point. Oh, looks like Riley kind of took it over towards the end. Or actually, that looks like Eric's drawings. Weird that you can tell your kids' drawings, huh? Hey, I did that one in 1991. So this one only has a little bit left. Well, a little bit, probably a third actually. Well, this would be a good one to leave towards the top. And if I was drawing, maybe pull that out. So I'll put that off to the side. Then I have this tone gray, came in a Smart Art box. See, there we go, Smart Art, and I was trying their supplies. There's no date on that. Oh yeah, there is September 2020. The only page used. All that's blank. And then it came actually in another Smart Art or Palettefull packs, the same exact sketchbook, so I haven't used that at all. This Render is one that I bought or asked for Christmas or my birthday and got it. It's really fun to use because you can use whatever you want, thick stuff on it, markers, anything, and it doesn't go through. But I've only used a couple of pages, so this is one I would like to really get back to at some point. And we have this Paul Rubens watercolor book, cold pressed. This was a gift from one of you, and this is that person's artwork. Isn't it so cute? What a gift that she also gave me a piece of artwork. Love this. So this is, I think, cold pressed. Didn't even look at, yeah. I probably said that to you guys just then. Anyway, cold pressed, it's a block, so I don't know if it necessarily counts as a sketchbook, but it's in a binder just like that other one, so I think it does. I need to take the artwork out and put it on my wall. I have this adorable, adorable, adorable little sketchbook folio thing from Faviva. I love this, so it opens up. I did feature this on my channel, so you can go look for that video. It holds color sheets, fine liner, water brush, and then it has the little has the little sketch pad here. And so I've used that page and that's it. But I will be taking this on trips with me in the future. I have a lot of different travel sketchbooks though, so I have to rotate them so I don't use it constantly, but what a great size. I love this thing. And I have this Hanamule Nostalgia sketchbook, and I'm thinking this may came with Jazza's stuff. Or by the way I was testing stuff, maybe, yeah, this might be all the things that came in Jazza's box that year, including this sketchbook. So it's super soft paper, 80 pages, 190 GSM, very fancy. That would like be a feel-good one when you're using it. This obviously came in the sketch box. And so I've used it to test some things. I used it to sketch one of my trading card thingies, and that's it. Oh dear, so many sketchbooks. This one is the Stillman and Burn that I bought to steal some pages out to finish that one Inktober sketchbook. So this doesn't have the full amount of pages that it came with. I undid the binding, added them to that other book so both the years would fit. So this is the Stillman and Burn, I believe, Epsilon series, ready to be used for another Inktober if I want to, because it's a great paper for like fountain pens and fine liners, really fun. So this is the Stillman and Burn Zeta series, and I got this and the Epsilon series at the same time to compare the two when I first was using it for that 2018 Inktober, and I decided to go with the Epsilon one. This is a lot thicker paper here, and it's going to be quite nice to use someday. This is one I actually really love. I don't know, it just has a good feel to it, but the paper is super thin. I know Alice from Hello Alice uses these all the time. She even puts watercolor in hers and it warps like crazy, but once you shut it, it kind of flattens out. Anyway, started this December of 17. So apparently that's when I received it. I received it as a gift for Christmas or my birthday, since they're the same day. And I was going to do like sketch a day thing, sketch my husband sleeping, sketched my son reading, 10-minute sketch, yeah, and that's all that ever happened in there. So it's cream-like paper. I don't know. Someday I'll use it, maybe. Love this one. This came in palette full packs, and I think this is Hello Alice's artwork actually on this, because she's featured here in the front. Ta-da! And I did use it, but as you guys informed me on that video later, I used it upside down. Oops. Or from like the back to the front instead of the way I was supposed to. But I did this cute little drawing. Isn't it adorable? I like it. And that's it. But this sketchbook's fun. Like, I love the feel of it too. Super thin paper, thicker than copy paper, but still thin. So it'd be a great everyday put in your purse sketchbook because it's soft cover. Same with this one, it's soft cover. But this is cotton watercolor paper. I thought it was cotton anyway. Cold pressed, acid free, yeah, 100% cotton. And this was a gift from one of you also. Thank you so much. So this needs to go in one of my travel things. I think that would be fun. This is not my favorite paper in the world when it comes to watercolor paper, but I love the soft cover and the size of this, and it's perfect for being out and about. I need to put this in the use soon pile. Here's another little Copic pad. I got this in a sketch box. Tried out the Copic markers that were sent in that box. November of 19 or 18 box, but when was the artwork done? This is so cute. I love my little artwork there. 2021. And then I apparently tried the Parku alcohol markers in here. They bled through. And that's all that's done in that cute little thing. This was part of the buy it, try it thing when I bought every buy it, try it item that Jerry's Artorama has. That's a really funny video. You should watch it. I'll link it in the corner and put it in the description box below. But just a simple art. See, you can try saying art alternatives 3 times. You don't even have to try and say it fast. Just try saying it, period, because I could never say it. But anyway, it's an see? It's that brand, okay? 4x6. The paper is really thin and soft. So it's like it would catch your pencil and really let you draw on it and probably give you a slightly thicker pencil line because it's just a tiny bit soft. So I haven't tried it. I probably never will unless I use it for Inktober sketches some decade. This might be one that would be good for me to put in the giveaway bin. Speaking of soft cover sketchbooks that we were speaking of before, this is one of them. This came in an Upcrate box, and I was sent an Upcrate box to try out and feature on my channel, and I did, and I liked it, and that was the artwork I did, and I never heard from them again. So I have a cute little sketchbook that worked pretty well. It's supposed to be for watercolor, but it's cellulose paper, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, it'll be fun to just stick in a travel bag one of these days. Next up, we have the Strathmore Mixed Media. This came in a pallet full packs, and I did this little snake July of 2021, and that's it. Then we have this cute little thing. I love this thing. Speaking of this thing, this makes me realize I am missing a sketchbook. So I told you I would be missing one. I need to find that. It's like one of my favorite sketchbooks too. Please hold. Found it. It was in my closet, because that's where I put things that are wet that still need to dry so the cats don't get all over them. So yeah, this was in my closet because I had these oil pastels and I was going to see if they would dry out. But these two sketchbooks are the same. I just happen to have painted the cover on this one, but they're exactly the same. Super Deluxe Mixed Media, 93 pounds, 60 sheets, and I don't really like the brightness of this cover anymore. I'll probably repaint it, but that was done with acrylics and then I sprayed it. And I started this one in 2015 and used it again here in July of 23, but I have a lot of pages left. Anyway, these don't fully dry out, so I need to spray that with, that's not bad actually. Oh, the white, where it's thick on the white is coming up. So yeah, I'll probably leave this one open in the closet still and spray it with some fixative before shutting it and putting it back in the drawer. So this one is this tiny version of it. Apparently it came in a pallet full packs in July of 2019, or at least that's what I used it for. And then I used it for a list of things wrong with the trailer apparently and things that we needed to do in our camper, and that's it. So cute. I need to use this one. I love it. I have the Strathmore drawing one. Again, this is kind of like a pad, but since it had a spiral binding, I decided that I would put it out here in the sketchbook category. So it's one page used. Woohoo. So here we have a Strathmore Visual Journal Mixed Media. This came either in pallet full packs or Smart Art, probably the Smart Art box. So this one is 140 pound watercolor paper here, and completely unused because I have them in that drawer over there. Anyway, I lost some of the footage for that video, so you guys have never seen that. I'm hoping to find it on one of my backup drives, which I just located. So if it's on that backup drive, maybe I'll actually finish this video because I have a whole drawer full of supplies you guys have never seen. Then I bought this one a couple years ago, maybe last year even. I think it was. This is the Tumorta, if that's how you say it. Here's the word there, Tumorta. Watercolor journal. And I just liked the way it looked. It's got the linen cover and it's watercolor paper that's 25% cotton. I'm leaving it in the plastic wrap again for the same reasons. Someday we will try this out on this channel, and I am excited to get to it someday. This little guy, this is my original A6 Etcher sketchbook. So cute. And I have done things in this, and I started it in August of 2020. I take it on some trips with me. Sometimes I play with it here in the studio. I had a little girl draw in it, which I love. And I did Sketchbook Revival this year in it in March. And I painted outside with it. Again, I painted outside with it. Did some World Watercolor Month things. So the last I painted in this was July of this year. So I have about 2/3 of it left to paint. Then I have this one. This came in an art subscription box. I think it was also Smart Art. See here, 4/17 of 2020 is when I got this with the Daily Rowney Aquafine watercolors, and it's 200 GSM 95 pound cold press watercolor paper. And it's not that pleasant to work on with watercolor, but if you're just doing small things, which I mean this is a small sketchbook, it works fine for that. Like little sketches like this, it's great for that. So this is all I have done in it. Lots and lots of that to go. This cute little adorableness makes me realize I am missing another sketchbook out here. The one with the dogs and cats on it. Where is it? No, I'm worried. It's not here. I gotta find it. Okay, duh, I found it. I didn't realize I didn't unpack this one, which has 2 sketchbooks in it. This is the one I've taken with me on the last couple of trips, so yeah. Anyway, this cute little flower one is the same as this dog and cat one, and this is one that I used for random prompts from Doodle Wash. I was painting the prompts from August Doodle Wash list because I really liked them, and so this is watercolor paper. It seems fine so far. It's cellulose. I was just told not to use a lot of water on it or the binding might fall apart, but so far it's been great. And then yeah, I have that one wrapped in plastic. And in that bag also was this one from Jackson's. This was a gift from one of you. Thank you so much. And I am using it to sketch my Inktober prompts. And I'm actually filming this September 30th, so they only have the 3 in there that I've showed you before. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, speaking of softcover sketchbooks, this is another one that came in palletful packs. It's adorable. I absolutely love it. Got this from my grandma's stuff, so I think her little sketches are in it. Yep, February of 21. I have some of her little doodles in it, and that's it. This will be a fun one to finish, especially since her artwork's in the beginning. That'll be nice. And it's so tiny. Another Hanamule 100% cotton one. Apparently I got a 4-pack, not a 3-pack. One of each size. Can't open it because that hasn't been broken or taken off. But anyway, same thing, 100% cotton sketchbook from Hanamule. Here's another one. This I got from eBay. It was a handmade sketchbook using Arches paper. It was supposed to, is it Arches? I thought it was supposed to be Arches paper, but it might be Fabriano. I think it's Arches. I just don't remember Arches paper being so cream colored. Unfortunately, the black from the cardstock they put on the cover kind of is bleeding onto the page front and back there, but yeah, it's all right. Watercolor will cover that. And apparently I've considered this precious because I think I've had this since 2018 or 2019 and haven't used it, so the sizing's probably gonna go bad. I should probably put this in the list to use soon. So this is one that is probably considered a pad. This is the type of things that I kind of left out of this. Yeah, kind of a pad, but this is a render, just like that sketchbook, where you can put anything on it and it won't bleed through or show through. So I have one of those. And same with this, is a Sketchbox pad, but it has a bunch of different, well, not a bunch, but I guess 2 different colors in here. So I don't know if that's a sketchbook or considered a pad, but we'll put it over here. A homemade accordion sketchbook I did for my watercolor class, where you have 15 minutes to paint the object sitting in front of you, and that's it. Anyway, we do that every semester in one particular class. It's really fun. So handmade accordion sketchbooks work really well for that kind of thing. So here's another accordion sketchbook where we did that. Again, here's the beginning. Back in 2022, April of 22. So these are all the things that we had objects in front of us for that particular year. And then I used it, when I first got it, it came in a Smart Art box. And so I used it for the Smart Art prompts that time, which were Fruit and Star, Graceful and Wet. And then I used the remaining pages for another one of those intermediate watercolor classes where we had 15 minutes actually to paint the object in front of us, which is really fun use of accordion sketchbooks. Speaking of accordion books, this is another one. Came in a sketch box that is unused. And it looks like Canson XL watercolor paper, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it is not. It is claiming it's 100% cotton 300 GSM paper, maybe from this brand. Sure doesn't feel like it, so that will be fun to try out. More accordion sketchbooks. This was a gift from one of you. And I think I used it this year for, yeah, the same thing in that class where you have to paint what's in front of you. So this was April of this year. You can see what objects I brought into class for everyone to paint. That was really fun. So I'll probably continue to use this accordion sketchbook for that. I won't be teaching that class again though until I think February of this coming year. But anyway, this sketchbook will wait for me. It's no big deal. Should probably put this one in the get to quickly one. This came in a palletful packs or a Smart Art box with some Pitt Artist pins. And I did these cute little artworks with it, and that's it. It's so tiny. Speaking of tiny, we have the Paul Rubens cotton sketchbook. This is hot press, and I haven't done much in it. Just some doodles. I actually really like this one. And this cute little Santa dude. And the rest is empty, just waiting to be used. Soft cover sketchbook here. I got this in palletful packs or a Smart Art box. It's in that one brand I can't say. Yep, looks like Smart Art October 2018. That was the box anyway. We had some aqua ink in there, and I did this portrait of my son Riley using those 3 colors. That was really fun. And I was going to use it for daily sketching because my friend Eileen does it, and she's so motivating to me when she tells me that she's still doing it, and she's like day 1,000 and some in a row that she's done it. So I thought, oh, I could do that. And then I brought it to class to, well, anyway, you can see that didn't work. But anyway, it's kind of softer paper. I would like to use it up someday. I'll put this over in the I want to use it pile. Next up is this Cotty sketchbook. You've seen this a couple times on my channel, but I have fully featured it over on my Patreon for my members over there. So Cotty paper. It is the 100% cotton smooth 210 GSM. It's from India. This sketchbook is a delight to work on. It is so nice. And my idea for this sketchbook was to try and use up that Himi Mia palette that I am still trying to use up. And I thought if I did A through Z, it would be super easy to do a sketch a day and just try and use up that palette, because a sketch a day is no big deal. Little tiny watercolor thing with a theme. I'm just picking a fruit or a vegetable each day to do, and yeah, that fell off. The last one I did was May 1st of 23, so I need to get back to that. Lovely paper though, love using it. Just don't use tape or anything on it. Speaking of Cotty, when I bought this one, I also bought this one at the same time. So that was a long time ago. I didn't start this sketchbook until 2023, but I bought it in 2022 or 2021. It's on my channel somewhere. This is the one with the thick cover on it, really thick cover. You can see how thick that is. And it's 100% cotton rough paper, 210 GSM. And all I've done on that is that. So it feels just maybe, yeah, just slightly rougher than this paper. You can maybe see the difference there. It definitely is rougher. Now that I'm holding them side by side, you can tell. So this is probably going to be an absolute joy to use. And if I ever use up these two, I will definitely get the Cotty Fat book, because I drool when I see it and I want it desperately. All right, unbelievably, that's the end. The end of the sketchbooks, I think. I'm sure I'll come up with one I missed somewhere in the house, but they're actually not that spread out, so maybe not. I can't believe I had more sketchbooks than Lindsay. Of course, if you add up her numbers, she had a 54 and a 13. We might be at the same. I'm going to console myself with that. Phew! That was a lot of sketchbooks, and do I feel bad, glad, sad, stressed? I don't know. All the above. I'm kind of super excited to get to the ones that I kind of left out over here, especially this pile, because this is the fun pile where it's mostly watercolor paper. Well, this one is watercolor paper too, but I have a specific purpose for that. Anyway, so it's kind of nice to have those aside, and then this one is forever ongoing along with this one. So these are all the ones that'll probably be used first. I'll concentrate my little sketchbook snowball on these. There we go. Now you can see them all. So yeah, sketchbook snowball should be fun. Go count your sketchbooks and let me know how many you have in the comments below, because I am dying to know, actually. I want to know how many sketchbooks everyone has. Is it as many as me? Is there anyone out there with as many as me? Probably. Alright guys, that was super fun. I have a lot of sketchbooks to put away now though, and some to play in. I better get started on my Inktober sketches actually. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Hello. Why is it wiggling? I just dropped some on the floor. I'll be right back. Ah. Oh my goodness, has it been like an hour yet? It probably has been. There they go again. Oh, he's fast.
Seen him?
He is fast.